Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Baruch Bearcats YouTube channel alongside Joe Stolzer. My name is Eddie Sabag. Welcome to the second half of our doubleheader between the Baruch Bearcats and the Lehman Lightning. The Lady Bearcats with a dominant win over the Lady Lightning just over an hour ago, taking care of business with a dominant win at around 20 points, if my memory serves me well, Joe. Mia Castillo and her usual dominance, and Alyssa Leung showing that she can really play when it counts.
Yeah, it was a great night to remember, Senior Appreciation Night, and boy, did the seniors really come to play. And great to see their families bask in the sunshine. And, Eddie, these careers go by really quickly. 1 minute you're a freshman, next minute you're graduating, and your life goes on. But these are memories that are everlasting. And we saw the best of the Lady Bearcats collectively tonight. And the playoffs are right here. Everything you've been working for come down to the CUNY playoffs, Eddie.
That's right, Joe.
I think everybody is on the same page, from the seniors to the freshmen.
I believe, Joe, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, I believe the Baruch Bearcats, the Lady Bearcats, locked up the number 2 seed with their win tonight. So they will be playing, I think, this Saturday in the quarterfinals. And in this game on senior night, everything is at stake. The Lehman Lightning currently hold the number 1 seed, only a half game ahead of our Baruch Bearcats. So the winner of tonight's game will determine the number 1 seed going into the playoffs, Joe.
Well, every time Baruch and Lehman take the court, it's the proverbial heavyweight fight. It's both teams throwing punches at each other, and it's really going to be about who can outlast each other. It's really a battle of mentally tough teams. Coach Alisi, not sure anybody's tougher than his team, his approach, his program, and Lehman under Coach Schulman, who's a CUNY legend. No easy possessions tonight, Eddie. Everything you're going to have to work for.
That's right, Joe. Senior night honoring our seniors Gerard Nicholson, Dylan Minnick, and Jackinson Edmay for the Baruch Bearcats. A special night indeed. And here come your starting lineups as well as a presentation for the Baruch Bearcats seniors.
Final regular season home game on this Bearcats Appreciation Night. Please welcome Sports Information Director John Dennis to talk about these 4 great talents.
Thank you, Mark. Every year at community college across the country, we honor the players who are in their final season of competition that have worked for us, worked hard in the classroom, and have basically represented Baruch College very well. And tonight we're going to honor 4 players. I'd like to ask at this time to make it easy on the parents. Feel free to please come down onto the court because we're going to be taking some photos. So
A touching moment there, Joe, as we send off our seniors and graduate students. Jackson Edmay, Brandon Goldberg, Dylan Minnick, and Gerard Nicholson, all with their own stories, some longer than others, brought so much to this organization and this school, not only on the court but off the court.
Well, I think Eddie Nicholson was really a neat story about him playing with his brother and, being part of an ensemble. And then Coach Alisi giving him the keys to the car. And he really lit up this Lexington Avenue sky game in and game out. And, of course, Minnick, one of my favorites in terms of overall ability, could do it all, brings a toughness and just, again, do it all. And Goldberg, a really quality post player who puts on a clinic on how to rebound, snatches the ball, and, great body control, could shoot the free throws. Edmay has been part of Coach Alisi's rotation and, a really good student athlete. So every year we're privileged to really say goodbye and thank you to these quality student athletes who really go on to really productive post-Baruch life in various fields.
That's right, Joe. Let's hear your starting lineups for the Baruch Bearcats. Shout out to Dylan Minnick as well, starting tonight. Jackson Edmay getting the nod as well to start alongside Joe Goldberg, as the Bearcats are going to go big tonight, Joe.
Well, you know what, Eddie? Edmay could play for a lot of teams. He just is not in Coach Alisi's rotation here. But, he could do some things.
That's right. So, Joe, we've seen a lot out of Edmay over the years. And while he may not be in Coach Alisi's consistent rotation, there's a reason that he's trusting him enough to get the starting nod tonight.
Well, I think SID, John Nevis, alluded to the fact that Edmay is, very valuable member of the Baruch athletic community, does a lot of things. And, Coach Alisi's had a history of bringing in just great people who happen to be really good basketball players.
And Brandon Goldberg wins the tip, and we are underway for the second game of our back-to-back doubleheader between the Baruch Bearcats and the Lehman Lightning. As mentioned previously, the Lady Bearcats took care of business in their game as Jack Gordon starts off the game with a three, no good, rebounded by the Lightning. And now your men Baruch Bearcats look to take care of business on their side.
Well, it's always positive when Nicholson gets a touch and starts the attack.
Kai Paris with a jab step jumper over Gordon. We'll be saying his name a lot tonight, Joe. Kai Paris averaging 21 points per game this season.
Well, we keep saying it's going to be a heavyweight, CUNY battle tonight. And again, Nicholson is going to have to play a really tough game. It's going to be, Eddie, about physical and mental toughness.
Gerard Nicholson starts the scoring for the Bearcats, averaging 20 points of his own. Here's Kai Paris, back-to-back shots, no good. Rebounded by Edmay, and the bench is loving it.
Hey, Kai Paris really looks like a player.
That he does, Joe. Here's Minnick, one of our seniors honored on senior night, along with Ed May now. Gerard Nicholson drives in, stops on a dime. His mid-range jumper no good. Fight for the rebound, taken by Kaleem Jennings.
I'll tell you, with every game, Nicholson just gets better.
Nicholson fakes the wipe off his shoes and ends up with a quick steal. Now Ed May in the paint goes up strong. Blocked by Lehman, but taken back by Nicholson. Now Minnick drives in hard, back to Ed May. And they'll slow it down with 15 seconds on the shot clock. Minnick cutting strong. Ed May with a nice pass. And the Bearcats take the lead, 4-2. Minnick with the finish.
You know, Minnick does so many things for the Bearcats. Great passer, point forward, toughness, strength, body control. Great look by Ed May.
Baga takes a mid-range jumper, no good. And here come the Bearcats. Minnick, outlet pass to Nicholson. He pushes the pace, has to adjust midair, no good. But Ed May chases it down. Effort paying values early. Now Minnick sizing up Baga to Ed May. Goldberg not a touch yet, but a nice back door to Jack Gordon. And Ed May showing off the assist here. And the bench is going crazy.
You know,
as the 4-year player is showing everything he's got.
Eddie Leong, the senior, had a big night. Now Ed May might, not just be an insert because of the night, but maybe Coach Alisi may have him as a big part of the attack tonight. So, you know something, Eddie? The history of Baruch basketball, men's and women, is that from the first player to the end of the bench, you can count on them to do something, and that's been a really trademark of the Baruch basketball program.
Ed May making a good case to say, I shouldn't be at the end of that bench. I should be in this starting lineup. Something we're not used to. Brandon Goldberg has not gotten a touch yet because it's been Ed May orchestrating for this team.
Ed May could easily start and flourish in most other programs, Eddie.
A 6-2 lead for the Bearcats. 17 minutes left to go in this first half. Here's Kai Paris on Jack Gordon, forcing him left side. Gets it out to Kamara. Now Baga with Minnick on him. Back out to Kamara. His top of the key three-pointer is good.
Well, Lehman could play, Eddie. There's no doubt about it. CUNY, wherever. These are ball players.
Now Baga, full court pressure on Gerard Nicholson. Gives a bit of a body check. Back to him. Gerard Nicholson does not take advantage, though finally does get Brandon Goldberg his first touch. Nicholson loses his defender. His three-pointer no good. Ed May with a strong offensive rebound, and he'll reset the offense. You can hear the bench through the crowd. Minnick right-handed scoop layup is good and one. And Ed May has been responsible for 6 of the Bearcats' 8 points to start this game, Joe.
Well, I don't know if Lehman has an answer for a player like Minnick, because this guy can hurt you in a lot of ways. And, he's kind of like a fullback. Eddie, I hope you don't mind my football analogy, but we're talking about Christian McCaffrey, okay?
Minnick completes the three-point play, and I think you're right, Joe. The tallest player for the Lehman Lightning is Kai Paris, though he's got a thin frame, doesn't play the center position, so that paint may be wide open for the taking for players like Minnick, who like to get real aggressive. Here's Jennings out to Coffee Menz, who checks into the game. Menz drives right side, spin on Goldberg. Now to Paris, hop step. A three-point attempt by Kamara, no good, rebounded by Minnick. Good offense by Lightning, but no finish there.
But again, Baruch defensively stayed where they had to stay.
Goldberg gets it to Minnick. Ed May, now Nicholson. Jab step on Baga. Gets his hands in there, loses the ball, but gets it back, no problem. 7 on the shot clock. Ed May drives in on Paris. Pump fake, 1-2, up into the body of Paris, blocked. And here come the Lightning. Baga finds Jennings in the corner, no good. Rebound by Ed May. Good box out by Goldberg. And Coppin looks to check into the game.
Well, Coach Alisi, a master at in-game coaching decisions and putting in Coppin. This is the type of game that Coppin could flourish in.
I agree, Joe.
Very athletic, strong players out there.
Athletic, aggressive, fights for every rebound. Nice pass by Gordon into Goldberg. His up and under is good. The lead is now 6 for the Bearcats. Here comes Kaleem Jennings pushing the pace.
Well, Goldberg, so versatile underneath, and his ability to control his body made that happen.
Kaleem Jennings, top of the key. To Baga. Into Paris. Stolen almost by Edme. A little too soon on that call. And now Coffee Men's for 3. He knocks it down.
Well, good ball movement by Lehman. And Baruch has got to, again, defend, use your hands and your feet, and really stay in front of their players. But, Lehman is hitting from the outside. Baruch has really got to locate and contest.
Edme gets it into Goldberg, backing down his defender. Doubled. Finds Jack Gordon in the corner. His three-pointer's good.
They also had a cutting Minnick if they would have gotten that pass earlier.
The bigs for the Bearcats playing this really well. Kai Paris, mid-range, no good. Rebound by Goldberg. Minnick pushing the pace. The Bearcats have numbers. Finds Gerard Nicholson for 3. No good. That would have blown the roof off this place. And here comes Coffee Men's. Kaleem Jennings open back door. No one picks him up. And an easy 2 for the Lightning.
Well, Baruch did get back and set their defense. Baruch is going to have to play a complete game, 2 halves of high-level defense and efficient offense.
The Bearcats' big duo of Edme and Goldberg making the right plays, keeping them in this game offensively. Now Minnick finds Nicholson, back to Minnick. Drives in, he has a lane. Pump fake, spins right side, no good. Rebound by Jennings.
Well, Lehman did a great job of taking Goldberg out as an option.
Another backdoor open for the Lightning, and Coach Alisi calls timeout. 14-12, the Bearcats lead, but the Lightning now showing some life.
Well, Lehman is attacking, but while Baruch is not in position. So, once again, Coach Alisi is going to need a high-level performance defensively by Baruch tonight. And what does high-level defense means? That you just got to be swarming, you can't be late, and you got to take away angles.
So just in defense, proving to be the nemesis for the Bearcats thus far, but a high-scoring spark to this game at 14-12, only 7 minutes in.
Eddie, Lehman's coming hard and heavy at them. So how is Baruch going to answer? Now, offensively, Baruch has now got Lamb in the game. Lamb is a classic Baruch guard. Tough guard, can score, can handle the ball, can take a charge. So the attack doesn't lose anything with Lamb in the game.
Coach Alisi opts in for Coppin and checks out Edme. Same for Lamb as Minnick takes a breather. Coppin doubled. Strong to rip it out, though. Finds Lamb now, doubled on his own. Nicholson moving faster than the defense. Lamb pump fake, his 3. Rattles up and in. Pumps the pass to the wing, finds himself open top of the key, and he drills it.
Well, Eddie, Lamb could also start and play for other programs. But, again, Coach Alisi has the luxury of bringing him off the bench here. And he doesn't waste any time.
Lamb looking to get into the action early. First a 3-ball, and now a hands a little over-aggressive foul. But you like to see the energy early, making his presence known.
Well, him and Nicholson are like football quarterbacks for Baruch.
Inbounds gets tipped. Back to the Lightning. Shot no good. Rebound. Strong move, no good. Jack Gordon with the rebound. Amar Najai couldn't finish there. And now Jack Gordon looks to capitalize. Drives in on Jennings. Pump fake gets him in the air. Spins back left side. Mid-range, no good. And rebounded by Jennings.
Well, Gordon, like Minnick, is a very, very crafty player. Has great length.
Coffee Men's gets Jack Gordon off his center. Able to recover. Now here's Baga driving on Lamb. Spins back towards the three-point line. His shot no good. Rebounded by Coppin. Great defense from the Bearcats.
Coppin's athleticism really makes it happen. He can do anything in the post.
Coppin not looking to shoot from three. Picks up his dribble. A bit stuck here, finds Lamb. Lamb pump fake jab step, decides to pull the three. He's 2 for 2! Nicholas Lamb drills a three to extend this lead to 8.
And you know what? Lamb playing with a lot of confidence.
He can't help but smile while defending Baga. Jennings drives in hard. Met by Goldberg, fouled from behind by Lamb. And that's 2 quick fouls for Lamb to go along with his 2 quick threes.
Now, you have to understand that this Lehman attack, they're very talented offensive players. So Baruch can't afford to make a mistake defensively. So there's going to have to be a lot of moving their hands and feet, and also, dealing with screens and really contesting what Lehman wants to do. Eddie, Lehman is coming.
That they are, Joe. Nicholas Lamb has to take a seat with those 2 quick fouls, and we'll see our first sighting of Peter Dubreeze here, the freshman guard.
Dubreeze a really good player, lock and load shooter, and like Gordon, like Minnick, could do a lot.
Jennings goes 1 for 2 from the line. The Bearcats lead is 7, 20-13. Bearcats 10:55 left to go in this first half. Ball swings around the perimeter to Nicholson. Now Goldberg. Pump fake, drives in. Met by Najai strongly. Now Nicholson with 8 seconds on the shot clock. Spins on Coffee Men's. Tough right-handed shot is good. And Nicholson bails out the Bearcats offense on that possession.
You know what? Nicholson has come to play. Not that he doesn't come to play any night, but I see it in his body language and his eyes. He's on a mission tonight, Eddie.
There is a high intensity to this game as Kaleem Jennings answers back with a floater of his own to keep the lead to 7. Here's Dubreeze now. Trevin Coppin finds it in the corner. Goldberg one-on-one with Najai. Out to Dubreeze, back to Goldberg, looking to reset. Faces up towards the basket, drives in on Najai, spin move, step through, blocked by Kai Paris, picked up by Nicholson though. Now Gordon and Coppin finds himself open. His three-pointer no good. Rebounded by Francisco Demers.
Eddie, it's racehorse basketball. And again, it's a heavyweight fight. Baruch is throwing punches, Lehman's throwing punches, and it's all about the toughness, who can stay focused and tough.
Kai Paris, not a true center, but protecting the paint strong as he gets the ball here at the free throw line. Coppin fights through. Francisco Demers for 3, no good. Good box by Jack Gordon. And the Bearcats will slow it down.
Well, Goldberg's just a very effective post presence.
Bearcats swinging around. Dubreeze baseline. Goldberg sets for Gordon. Now Goldberg top of the key. Driving in on Najai. Now Coppin. Crossover. Body into Demers. And a travel's called on Coppin.
Well, Coach Alisi would love to have rapid ball movement and just free people up. You got to really, it's about the angle that you can get the ball to Goldberg and let him spin. But when he's in traffic, other people have got to get open.
Minnick sets to check back in, and you have to think that ball movement could come from Jackson Edmey. We saw it early as Francisco Demers drives in on Coppin. Now Kai Paris with Gordon. Hop step into the lane, and his shot is good to cut the Bearcat lead to 5.
Well, Paris is tough.
That he is. Now a full court press implemented by the Lightning. Get it to Gordon. Gordon to Dubreeze, and they'll slow it back down. Nicholson drives in on Menz. No movement from Gordon, so forced to retreat to Dubreeze. Nicholson with Menz on him. Pump fake drives in on the right side. Tough right-handed scoop layup, no good. Rebounded by the Lightning, and here comes Jennings.
Yeah, Gerard did everything but finish.
That's too easy for Jennings. Drives right by Dubreeze and gets an easy 2 to cut this lead to 3.
Well, again, they got Baruch out of position.
Full court press once again by the Lightning. The Bearcats not taking advantage upon getting it across half court. Nicholson, a deep three. It's good. Gerard Nicholson extends this lead back to 6, keeping the Bearcats afloat. But, Joe, the offense is looking a little bit stagnant.
But Nicholson able to bail the offense out.
Time and time again.
And like Mia Castillo, superstars pick their moments to shine.
Jennings gets the screen from Paris. Coppin with a double. Good show. Gets back on Demers. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Kai Paris forced to put up a tough one. No good. Rebounded by Nicholson.
Well, that was good defense by the Bearcats. That was a tough shot by Paris.
Good team defense by the Bearcats. Nice pick and roll between Nicholson and Goldberg. Goldberg goes in strong and one. Brandon Goldberg goes in strong and an opportunity for the three-point play.
Well, that was a great pass in traffic and a great catch. And Goldberg, really great hands because that pass really was by his knees, but he was able to retrieve it and an old-fashioned three-point play.
That 1-2 punch between Goldberg and Nicholson, a pick and roll can be deadly for an undersized team like the Lightning. Not undersized in the traditional sense, but maybe in the weight room as Goldberg let him know that he's here.
Well, Goldberg
completes the three-point play, and he'll take a seat.
Goldberg is so crafty. He can find a million ways to get to the basket. Not many big men. I just saw Creighton play at the Garden, and they didn't have bigs that could do what Goldberg could do. So think about that.
Minnick checks back into the game for Brandon Goldberg. Some good minutes from him. As does Brandon Marks for the Lightning. Coppin denies ball, tipped in the air and stolen by Nicholson. Great defense and ball denial from Coppin, and here come the Bearcats pushing the pace. Minnick goes middle of the lane, another right-handed scoop layup, and that's his third straight.
Listen, Eddie, am I wrong by making Minnick is playing like Christian McCaffrey? You give him the ball, he finds the hole, and he's gone.
This Bearcats lead ballooned to 11 points. Minnick checks into the game, some instant impact. And you can feel the energy is high from the bench, Joe.
I think Baruch has the kind of players that just come at you and they can find a lot of ways to get their shot off. And I don't know if Lehman can defend that.
Lehman, we saw it early, or maybe not so early, but a couple minutes ago where the offense for the Bearcats looked a little bit stagnant, right? Maybe weren't moving out in transition because the Lehman Lightning were getting some good possessions on offense. Well, some good defense leading exactly that to good offense, pushing the pace. First, it was Nicholson, then Minnick, Goldberg as well, all contributing to bring this lead to 11 points.
Well, what makes this Bearcat 2024-2025 team special is their ability to adjust and adapt. Eddie, to your point, if something doesn't work, they're finding something that does work. And as an offense, that's pretty good.
Agreed. It's a well-balanced breakfast of points for the Bearcats. Nicholson and Minnick both with 7. Goldberg and Gordon both with 5. Nicholas Lamb with 6. And Edmey with no points, but 4 rebounds, 2 offensive, and 2 assists in his limited minutes he had on the floor. So great impact from everybody that's played for these Bearcats thus far.
Coach Alisi has a great ability to insert players at the right time, the right situation, and again, how to make sure that those players can get it done in that moment. That's a great attribute that he has and always has had. So think about it. This is a game so far of players of Baruch stepping up.
6 minutes left to go in this first half. 30-19 lead for the Bearcats. Jennings looking for Demers. Pump fake, drives in hard. Straight up defense. Oh, no, a foul is called. And that'll send Francisco Demers to the free throw line.
Well, Eddie, once they let Demers get a full head of steam, there wasn't a lot that you could do. Baruch, again, has done a great job defensively, but they're going to have to just, again, move their feet and hands and stop penetration.
Demers a 56% free throw shooter. Hits the first of 2. And knocks down a pair to cut this lead to 9 with 5:51 left to go in this first half. Full court press by the Lightning. Minnick gets through. Crosses half court, finds Coppin wide open. His layup is good for an easy 2.
Well, how good is Minnick playing tonight in certain areas? Passing, penetrating.
And that's exactly what the Bearcats needed from a veteran presence. Was once you get past the full court press, head up, there's going to be someone open under the basket. And Nicholson dives in for a steal. Here comes Minnick once again with Demers trailing. Finds Dubriz, loads up his three-pointer. No good. Rebounded by Brandon Marks.
Now remember, Dubriz is a spot-up shooter.
Dubriz late to the spot. Kamara takes advantage, and he's going to go to the line for 2. As Brandon Goldberg's going to check back in for Coppin.
We know that Baruch is going to find a way offensively, Eddie, but defensively they have to really be focused and disciplined because Lehman is, coming hard at them.
My mistake previously, that call was on the floor, so the Bearcats will not give up any free throws. Here's Demers, top of the key 3 over Nicholson. No good. Good box by Jack Gordon once again. And Minnick ends up with the rebound. 5 minutes left to go.
Well, that's old school basketball. Finding your man, boxing out.
Jack Gordon does that well on every possession. He'll find his man and box out, leaving some easy rebounds for these Bearcats. Screen set by Goldberg and Nicholson. Gordon gets it right wing with 10 seconds to go on the shot clock. Hop step into the paint. Finds Nicholson. He launches a 3. No good. Rebound. Fought for and caught by Dubriz. He'll be rewarded for his efforts. No, he'll step on the sideline out of bounds, and it'll be Lightning ball. You have to like that effort, though, from the Bearcats.
One thing, Baruch Nation has come to know and see and expect is the toughness of the John Alisi team. We mentioned Coach Alisi coming from the legendary Xaverian High School, Catholic school in New York, the best maybe in the country. And there's a toughness, Eddie, that comes from St. Francis Prep, Xavier, St. Edmunds, a Xaverian, and you see it in Coach Alisi's approach.
That's right, Joe. As Kai Paris got ultra aggressive there and drew the foul. Once again, will be on the floor, so baseline out of bounds for the Lightning. Kai Paris left wide open for 3. He chooses to give it in to Jennings instead, and he'll take it back out. Stolen by Minnick, tipped by Nicholson. Dubriz driving on the right side, gets his defender on the hip, and a foul by Baga as he came in late and chopped down the arm of Dubriz, sending him to the free throw line for 2.
Well, there's that opportunistic defense of hands of Minnick stepping in for that steal.
Nicholson, a high-energy, hands all over the place kind of defender. The tandem between him and Minnick, the veteran presence, really leading to some good transition opportunities for the Bearcats as Dubriz misses the first of 2. Dubriz knocks down 1 of 2 to extend this lead to 12 with 4 minutes left to go in this first half. Bearcats lead 33-21. And we have not said Kai Paris' name much after a hot start. Jeketson Edmay checks back into the game and lets his presence be known early as he essentially takes down Kamara, and they'll exchange words.
Well, Edmay is just, trying to position himself to stay in front, which is what all Baruch players have to do. Take away openings that Lehman's trying to get.
Bearcats double bag on the wing, leaving Jennings open in the corner. His floater airballs and saved to Dubriz, and here come the Bearcats, pushing into Nicholson. Drives in on Baga. Up left hand is good and 1. Gerard Nicholson up strong for 2. And a chance at a three-point play.
Well, Eddie, that's why you lift the weights in season, off season. When you plow your shoulder and it creates space, creates contact, and again gets you to the foul line.
Nicholson Free throw rattles in and out, so it'll stay a 2-point play. Jennings left open for 3, now guarded by Nicholson. Here's Marks back to Jennings and Baga. Edmey denying ball well in the paint. Around the perimeter, no penetration from the Lightning thus far. Here comes Jennings to the corner. Finds Kamara. And then to Baga. He launches a 3. And no good. No box by the Bearcats, however. Fight for the rebound. Great play by Edmey. Bodies hit the deck. And a jump ball is called. As 3 or 4 bodies hit the deck for that loose ball. You have to love the energy from the Bearcats. However, it'll result in the possession arrow staying with the Lehman Lightning.
Eddie, what happened is Baruch, which has been doing a great job of boxing out, sealing, and getting inside position, that time they got a little out of position, and it created opportunities for Lehman.
Edmey takes a seat after another strong couple of minutes. High energy.
Well, for this type of game, Coach Alisi is going to need a player like Edmey, because everybody's kind of got to have a football mentality out there, a linebacker mentality to play.
Jennings baseline out of bounds into Kamara. Finds himself open after the inbounds. 3-pointer no good. Tracked down by Najai, and foul on the ground is called. However, that'll result in the Lehman Lightning getting into the bonus. 1-and-1 coming for Mar Najai.
You have to question these calls, Eddie, because Baruch and Lehman are in the same space, and it's hard to blow the whistle.
First shot of the 1-and-1 no good. Strong rebound by Minnick, and the Bearcats have numbers. Brendan Marks trying to catch back up. Minnick will take advantage, getting him late to the spot. Offensive foul is called as Minnick extended that forearm, trying to create space.
Well, you can't fault Minnick. He just kind of got caught up.
2:48 left to go in this first half. 35-21 lead for the Bearcats in the battle for the 1 seed. Here's Jennings calling for a screen. Decides to give it off to Baga instead. High post to Najai. Finds Jennings. Cutter. Free throw. Floater is good. And the lead is cut to 12 with 2.5 left to go.
Well, the post was left open, allowing for that easy shot.
Dubreeze loses the handle. Keeps it on their side of the half court. Now Goldberg off to Dubreeze. Finds Minnick in the corner. To Coppin. To Nicholson. Around the wing we go. Nicholson drives in strong. No good. Bodies hit the deck once more. Jump ball called. Possession arrow goes to the Bearcats, and the effort is paid in full after their other side on the floor.
Well, Nicholson got all the way to the basket. He just needed to finish.
It's a tough finish over a few taller defenders for Nicholson.
But, no mountain is too high for Nicholson. He will find a way to get it done.
Nicholson leading the team with 9 points in this first half. As Goldberg gets that ball poked up out of the air, and Coffee Menz with a good play to steal that. Here comes Jennings now. Good defense in transition from the Bearcats to get back. Jennings hauling from a screen. Najai sets it for him. He gets it to the paint. Back out to Baga. Baga picked up. Jennings left wide open. His 3-pointer short. Rebound by Dubreeze.
Well, Baruch is going to have to get out faster to contest these Lehman outside shot attempts.
Goldberg finds Coppin in the paint. Rather right outside the paint. Tries to get a pass to Minnick. It eventually gets through. No look from Minnick. Coppin 3-pointer. He knocks it down.
Well, Coppin has come on as the season continues, Eddie.
Minnick with a nice looking pass there from the free throw line. High post to Coppin in a confident stroke to drill it and extend the lead to 15. Now here's Kamara looking to answer. His 3-pointer no good. Chased down by Najai. He gets it back in play. And a foul called on the Lightning as both Baruch Bearcats hit each other, but Coffee Menz looks like he took the brunt of that one. Checking for blood out of his mouth this time.
Kamara has a really classic jump shot, Eddie.
Bago will take a seat as Brandon Marks checks back into the game for the Lightning. The lead is 15 with 1 minute left to go in this first half. 38-23 Bearcats. Nicholson finds Minnick. Minnick calling for Coppin to slide over. Gets it at the high post, picks up his dribble, finds Goldberg baseline. Doubled, looks for the open man. It is Minnick. He drives in, finds Nicholson as he relocates for three. No good. Rebounded by Goldberg. Second chance opportunity. Dubreeze drives in, finds Minnick top of the key. Nicholson looking for redemption. No good that time, and a third chance opportunity for the Bearcats. And we've got an injured Lightning on the floor. It's Kaleem Jennings face down with 24 seconds left to go in this first half. And an official timeout for an injured player as the training staff goes to take a look.
Well, you know, with 24 seconds left, Eddie, both teams play very, very hard. But Baruch has found ways. And I think Coach Alisi may speak in the locker room about defensively, they just had a couple of breakdowns. And they need to get really tight and take away what Lehman's trying to do.
And the officials are going to go to the replay monitor to see if there was any malicious act on Kaleem Jennings. Taking a look at our replay center. But Joe, prior to that whistle, you have to like the amount of second and third chance opportunities the Bearcats are getting off some really good looks from Nicholson. If they're not falling, guys like Goldberg and Dubreeze pushing the envelope, making sure that they get their boys a second chance.
Well, Goldberg has done that the entire year. What a get for Coach Alisi and the program. You don't find players that have the ability that Goldberg has. You know, they're tough to get, and Baruch has been lucky to get players like him in the past. But, again, when you come out with a mindset of you're not going to be pushed around and you're going to be the tougher, that, you know, puts you in a good position. And there's no doubt Baruch playing with tremendous toughness.
As Kaleem Jennings was going to have to take a seat and get checked out by the training staff. So we'll see Matthew Quinones for the first time tonight. With 15 seconds left to go, the Bearcats looking to get one final bucket with Jack Gordon checking back into the game. He gets the ball baseline, passes up on the jumper, but instead drops it off to Minnick. 3 seconds to go. Gordon spinning three-pointer with the shot clock expiring is no good. And it'll be Lehman Lightning ball with 4 seconds to go in the half.
You know what? Baruch should have gone at about 8. Again, draw up a play.
Here's Quinones for a buzzer three, no good. And that will end the first half. The Bearcats lead 38-23, a 15-point lead, led by Nicholson with 9 points, Minnick with 7, Lamb with 6 in a quick couple minutes, Coppin with 5, along with Gordon and Goldberg as well. A well-balanced diet of scoring from the Bearcats, Joe.
Eddie, you saw kind of, you know, what the signature is of an Alisi program. Toughness, grit, you know, all those kind of words. And when you have players like Minnick and Goldberg and Nicholson, you can execute, you know, what you want to do with that. Because these people, you know, will run through walls, and they have that football mentality. So with that, that's really the story of this first half and a 15-point lead. But the thing is, Lehman's not done. In the locker room, they're going to drink their Gatorade, and, you know, they're going to towel off, and Coach Schumann is going to get them ramped up. So this second half is a must-see, Baruch Nation. You're going to see teams playing for, you know, everything tonight.
As we mentioned, Joe, this is the battle for the 1 seed going into the playoffs, which start right after this game. It's postseason, so don't expect the Lehman Lightning to go down so easily. As we know, they have the number 1 seed for a reason.
You know, you play an entire season for these moments. You know, everything is rehearsal. You figure out what works, what doesn't work. And, you know, Coach Alisi knows his players well, and that's why he can count on Lamb. He can count on Coppin to come
Ed
in
May.
off the bench, Ed May. And like I said, everything is rehearsal, but now is when you play, you know, for everything, for all the marbles. And think about it, Eddie. I don't think we've mentioned that Baruch has won 3 in a row.
We have not mentioned that, Joe, but that's right. Really making a case for the number 1 seed in the regular season.
And so are we really looking at a 4? I don't think somebody – I know Coach Riley has the 3-peat patent, but who has the 4 patent, which Baruch is, you know, trying to get. So this second half is going to tell a lot about last man standing. Who's going to make those plays over the other?
We say it a lot in baseball, Joe, but getting hot at the right time going into the postseason, extremely important. The Bearcats got off into a bit of a shaky start, but have really turned it around in the second half of the season. Strong wins, one after another, 3 going on 4 if they can win tonight, going straight into the playoffs with a first round bye. I mean, it can mean everything to a team like the Bearcats.
So 2 things jump at you. Coach Alisi having the players that have the mental toughness, physical ability to play his style of play, and just an overall toughness of the kids, Nicholson, Minnick, Goldberg. You put this all in the blender, and you have a team that is really, really ready to go. And again, Coach Alisi's ability to be a great in-game coach where he sees the minute, what do you need, and he'll either use the bench or he'll call a play, and he gets it done. So there's a lot of things happening that there's a reason why Baruch is a 3-peat champion.
That's right, Joe. You're watching the Baruch Bearcats YouTube channel. A 38-23 lead at halftime for the Bearcats in the number 1 seed coming soon.
Misha.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Baruch Bearcats broadcasting YouTube channel for the second half of the battle for the 1 seed between the Lehman Lightning and your Baruch Bearcats. The Bearcats lead 38-23 going into the second half, and a dominant offensive performance, but the defense, the underrated part of that as well. As Najai with a strong first move on Edmey, one of the stories of the game tonight. Edmey, not usually in the rotation, gets the nod for the start tonight.
Well, the defensive tenacity of Baruch in the first half got them the lead. Opportunistic offensive plays. It's going to be mental toughness here, Eddie, and it's going to be a collective ensemble approach on offense by Baruch.
That's right. Jack Gordon gets it to the paint. 3 seconds on the shot clock. And Nicholson mid-range jumper is good. Both the Lightning and the Bearcats starting off the second half with a bang.
No one is tougher than G. Nicholson.
Here's Brandon Marks sizing up a three, no good.
I see Nicholson being a huge factor in the second because you know what? These players want this. They want to repeat.
Bearcats coming off a championship last year and the year before that, so looking for the four-peat. Is that right, Joe?
Yes.
Jack Gordon now sizing up Jennings. Baseline finds Minnick. Wide open for three. No good, and it'll be Lehman ball. 40-25 Bearcats lead.
Now, Coach Alisi probably said, listen, you got a nice lead, but don't fall asleep at the wheel because this team will, they're coming at you.
Jeketson Edmey with an early sub for Trevin Coppin. Trayvon. Jack Gordon with Kai Paris, who had gone quiet towards the end of the first half. Here's Najai sizing up Coppin once more. Second chance opportunity. And he's going to go to the free throw line for 2 shots.
That was an easy penetration for Lehman, and Baruch cannot allow that to happen because when he's that close, he can just jump and lay it in.
Coach Alisi irate, begging Coppin to take it personally as they know they can attack him. Najai misses the first of 2.
Well, when you have an athletic player like Coppin, he can take away whatever the offense wants to do by just moving his body.
Najai goes 1 for 2 from the line. Kai Paris, usually the leading scorer for this Lehman Lightning team, only 4 points in the first half. The Bearcats doing a good job of bottling him up.
Now, they have to really have a good offensive possession.
Gordon doubled, finds Nicholson out to Coppin. Coppin baseline Minnick. And they'll reset. Minnick sees a lane, drives in baseline on Najai. On Kamara, my mistake. And he puts it in for 2.
Well, what was good about that possession, Baruch had good spacing that allowed the room for Minnick to put the ball on the floor.
Here's Kai Paris, previously mentioned, goes up and under for 2. And my mistake earlier, I was saying Najai. However, it was Kamara at the free throw line along with the previous bucket.
Well, Paris has ability. He hasn't really had a big game, but Baruch can't let him get going in the second half.
Here's Gerard Nicholson driving on Baga.
Eddie, no lead is safe.
Especially not against this team, Joe. The number 1 seed for a reason. Nicholson bottled up by Baga. Nice backdoor to Gordon. And he's stripped. It'll stay Bearcats ball, but only 2 seconds on the shot clock.
How about that movement, that cut by Gordon, and how about the basketball IQ of Nicholson to make a correct bounce pass to him?
Minnick finds Coppin. Quick mid-range jumper. In and out. Rebound by Goldberg. Stripped once again. No foul called. And Goldberg displeased, and I don't blame him. I mean, he got slapped right across the arm, Joe.
Well, they're really playing physical, Eddie. There's no doubt about it. Now, it's up to the referees how strict they want to call things.
Lightning get lost on defense. Coppin slips back door for an easy 2. And Paris still holding up his hands asking, what am I supposed to do?
That's what Coppin brings to the table.
Jack Gordon trying to keep Paris from getting the ball, and a foul is called. A little too aggressive on the ball denial was Jack Gordon.
Now again, all Baruch has to do, Eddie, is move their hands and their feet.
Here's Kai Paris to inbound. Finds Brandon Marks. Out to Baga, left open for 3. No good, rebound by Minnick. Coppin's running. Here's Gordon now. And slows it down, they'll reset the offense. Gordon finds Minnick.
Eddie, this is a dangerous lineup that Baruch has.
Minnick, 1-2 spins towards free throw line, knocks it down. Lead is 18, 46-28. Bearcats lead.
All these plays on Baruch are crafty and can find a million ways to score.
Kai Paris faces up to the basket with Jack Gordon on him. Spins. Great straight up defense from Gordon. Paris upset that no foul was called. Doesn't matter. He isn't paying attention on defense now. That leaves Gordon. Open back door. No, my mistake. It was Minnick. However, Goldberg gets it with Paris. A quick double comes. Coppin drives in strong. And a late foul is called as Coppin hits the floor hard.
Coppin's ability to go to his left created that scoring opportunity.
The aggressiveness out of Coppin, and that'll send him to the free throw line for an opportunity at 2. Coppin,
You just
a
have
72% free throw shooter, and we've seen him come in huge spots at the free throw line.
Eddie, to your point, it's so wonderful to watch how Coppin has come on as such a force for the Bearcat attack. You know, on the bench to begin the year, Coach Alisi believed in him. And when it was his time, you know, there's no looking back for Coppin.
Coppin goes 2 for 2 from the line to extend this lead to 20, the largest the Bearcats have had tonight. Paris pump fakes and gets it back. Now pulls up from deep 2, and he knocks it down.
Well, on any level, Paris can play. Now, you don't want to let him get going here because, again, an 18-point lead is not safe. We're going to keep saying that.
Bearcats playing with a high level of intensity and cautious of that lead. Not to let it slip away. Here's Nicholson on the left side, stops on a dime, spins back towards the free throw line, and his shot's good to bring this lead back to 20. A nice move by Gerard.
That's the ability, basketball-wise, of Nicholson to find ways.
Offensive foul drawn by Coppin as Camaro was getting too aggressive. Coach Alisi, Coppin, and the bench all jumped up at once. They knew what it was, and the bench is loving it.
Well, this is a tough crew that is showing their toughness. I think every member of the Baruch team is feeling all the work that they've put in.
Gordon drives in hard baseline.
To get this win that they're trying to get.
Good find from Nicholson. Coppin for 3, knocks it down. He is jumping with joy as he gets back on defense. 23-point lead for the Bearcats. Coppin is feeling it. Jennings loses his footing, bailed out by Gerard Nicholson with a quick foul. The momentum is shifting towards the Bearcats, and this lead is ballooning, and the Lightning can feel it slipping away, Joe.
Well, I don't think Lehman can match the mental and physical toughness of Baruch. Talent-wise, you know, there's a lot of similarities, but Baruch just wants it more.
Jennings now to Coffee Men's. High post to Najai. Men's jab step goes baseline. Finds Najai. Great play. Couldn't finish. Parrish chases it down. Puts it back up and one. Well, strong possession from the Lightning, Joe.
Baruch didn't locate Paris, and he came in and he camped out. And the ball found him.
With that foul, Jack Gordon will take a seat for Nicholas Lamb, who had a hot couple-minute stretch when he checked in for the first half with 2 straight threes.
Well, you don't lose anything when you insert Lamb into the attack.
Kai Paris completes the three-point play. Cutting this lead back down to 20. 53-33 Bearcats lead. 14:07 left to go in this second half. Minnick orchestrating the offense. Gets inside the 3, back out to Coppin.
Remember, Eddie, Minnick is a point forward.
Goldberg doubled, finds Nicholson open for 3, lines it up. No good. Fight for the rebound. Goldberg ends up with it, finds Lamb, gets his defenders in the air. And that'll send Nicholas Lamb to the free throw line. Got hit in the face.
Well, Goldberg so active, keeps his arms high, has great hands, and, just keep Eddie, it's about offensive rebounds, keeping possessions alive.
Nicholas Lamb gets up laughing, which is good to see. Couldn't help but laugh and shake it off. Lamb, a 76% free throw shooter, heads to the line for 2 and knocks down the first.
Well, Baruch, it comes down to this. Lehman's throwing punches. It's not how hard you get hit, but it's you get hit and you can get up and move forward. And, of course, I'm quoting Rocky, but that's life. Life is about adversity and overcoming it.
Lamb goes 2 for 2 from the line, and the Bearcats playing some great defense now. High energy with Lamb and Nicholson, a strong guard duo on the defensive end. Coffee Men steps through the lane but gets nothing there with Goldberg playing good defense. Gets hit in the eye, but no fouls called.
Well, he put it on the floor, but he met good defense.
Coffee Men's guarding Lamb. Now Coppin to Goldberg. Sees single coverage, decides to take advantage. Gets it to the corner for Lamb. Pump fake drives. Baseline, mid-range jumper. Around the rim and out.
Well, he did everything but make the shot.
Jennings drives in hard. In the air, gets it to Najai. Najai spins no good. Kai Paris ends up with the ball. And it'll stay Lightning ball. Good defense by the Bearcats. Couldn't come down with the rebound.
Eddie, you know what? Baruch, with this sizable lead, has a lead over a very, very good Lehman team. So what does that say about Baruch?
Like we mentioned, Joe, getting hot at the right time. I mean, if these two teams played earlier in the season, this would be a much different ball game. But with the way that the Bearcats have come into themselves, into their own, these past few games, I mean, there's a reason this lead is what it is. As Coffee Men's misses a 3, fight for the rebound with Coppin. And he ends up with the ball, saves it, diving into the Lehman bench. And the Bearcats push. Minnick past Coffee Men's. Back out to Lamb. His three-pointer, no good. Rebound by Goldberg, yes. Oh, excuse me. An offensive foul is called on Goldberg.
Well,
maybe a little too aggressive on that box out, Joe.
The thing about it, if you're the referee, how do you blow that whistle when everybody is fighting for the ball? Why Goldberg?
I agree, Joe. It didn't make too much sense there. It looked like he got a bit of an over the back as well, but it's not called. Kai Paris picks up his dribble early. Bailed out by Brandon Marks. And the Lightning will reset. Here's Baga. Gets in the low post in the Najai. Out to Paris. His three-pointer's no good. Rebound fought for, and it'll go Bearcats ball as Goldberg shaking his head. He finally caught a break.
You know, Eddie, we just have to make sure we give shout-outs to the Baruch team as a team tonight. Each individual that's played in this game has left their mark.
Lamb drives in on Men's. And back out to Minnick. Nicholson pulls up for a contested 2, no good, and here comes Men's. Tipped by Lamb, caught by Demers. And good recovery by the Bearcats. Here's Demers now driving in. And foul is called, and Goldberg can't do anything but yell to the sky as he's upset, maybe with himself.
Eddie, if the Bearcats are going to win another championship, it's going to be because of their defensive tenacity. We know their offensive ability, but it says a lot when you can bring it defensively, because that's the hallmark of championships. And, hey, think about all sports, whether it's the Eagles winning the Super Bowl or whether it's in hockey or, basketball, baseball. Defense wins championships. And this Baruch team that Coach Alisi has is capable of playing the kind of defense that wins you championships.
Defense wins championships. Shout out Kevin Wilds of First Things First. As the Lightning go 1 for 2 from the free throw line. 55-34 lead for the Bearcats. Lamb with a nice pass to Minnick. Out to Goldberg. Sizes up a three, decides to drive it instead. Finds Coppin. Now Minnick. Good ball movement. Gets it to Lamb in the corner. His three-pointer will not count as a foul is called prior to the shot attempt. Looked like an attempt at a charge by the Lightning.
What a great series of ball movements by Baruch, Eddie.
Looks like the Bearcats are pleading for this shot to count, though it looks like the contact took place prior to the shot attempt as Minnick and the officials will go to the replay monitor to see if this shot attempt will count by Nicholas Lamb from the corner. Minnick drove in. Defender was outside of the restricted area, but it didn't look like the shot attempt that the Nicholas Lamb was in the shooting form, rather the shooting motion. So it'll be baseline out of bounds for the Bearcats as Coach Schulman is irate, saying, and I quote, "What are we wasting time for, Joe?"
Well, I don't think anybody could be happy with the referee's performance tonight. It's a very physical game and some calls.
I don't know, Joe. Maybe it's just me. I think they're doing a fine job. I mean, they made the right call technically. They went back to make sure, and they did. Inbounds play to Coppin. Hop step in the paint. Tries to get it to Goldberg in the corner. Finally does. His corner three, no good. Rebounded by Baga.
Hey, Eddie, it's hard to referee a tough game.
Oh, yeah. Here's Kai Paris with a strong move in the paint. No good. Rebounded by Goldberg.
I mean, there's the human element. You know, you blow the whistle a second late, and that's the end of that play.
Absolutely. Here's Lamb to Coppin. Coppin back out to Minnick.
Ball movement for Baruch. Good things always happen.
Lamb drives in left side. Pump fake. Now puts it up with the left hand, and it's good. A nice play by Lamb to bring him to 8 points. Oh, excuse me. Is that 10 points now for Nicholas Lamb? He's reached double digits, Joe.
In a lot of ways, Baruch has put on a clinic in a lot of different moments tonight. You know, take your hat off to the coaching staff from Coach Alisi down. That's really instilled in them a way to win games. Now, it's not always going to be pretty, Eddie, but you know what? You find ways to get it done, and you find the players to execute and, put it all in the blender. Coach Alisi's been there, done it, and he's found a way with this group of players to possibly win another ring again.
As impressive as it would be, Joe, would it surprise us very much? I mean, this team is built to win games.
Yeah, they're built in all the good ways. Again, it starts with what's upstairs.
Absolutely.
You got to have the talent. You have to have experience. You have to have discipline. I mean, the whole thing. But mental toughness, how do you deal with adversity? How do you move forward? How do you have a short memory? And you know what the best thing is? Be a great teammate. And I think all these guys get along. They love each other. And they all fit together in terms of what they do. And they create this machine.
Well said, Joe. Halfway through this second half, leading scorer Gerard Nicholson with 13. Coppin with 12. Lamb with 10. Minnick with 11. Goldberg and Gordon each with 5 of their own. along with DeVries with 1.
Now with 10:30 left, Eddie, Baruch on the offensive possession side has to look up at the clock. Make it harder for Lehman because of the clock counting down and the lead that they're trying to deal with.
Men's not getting anything going there. Kicks it out to Demers. His 3 no good. Rebound by Lamb, and here come the Bearcats. I mean, Joe, call it premature. This is an absolute rout from the Bearcats, something that we were not expecting going into this game.
Hey, to your point, Eddie, you're playing a good, talented Lehman team, and yet Baruch has got a 23-point lead.
Minnick drives in right side, scoop layup, fouled, and he'll go back to the free throw line for 2.
When everything comes together, beauty, is what you see. When 5 people bring together, they create this masterpiece. It's a coach's dream. And how about the nights, Eddie, where it just doesn't click? So you're a coach, man. You don't want this night to end.
I agree. I mean, from the women's game to now, just dominant performances on both ends of the floor for both teams. And I know I'm speaking with 10 minutes left to go in this game, but as Minnick knocks down a pair to extend this lead to 25, I mean, how could you not be excited about a team like this heading into the playoffs?
Says a lot about the coaching staffs, how they prepare their players for each and every play, each and every game.
As Baga lines up a deep 3 and knocks it down to cut the lead to 22 with 9.5 left to go.
Now remember, clock is a friend to Baruch. No need to hurry. Work the ball, get good shot selections, and use the clock to help, get this game and a W.
Coppin finds Minnick, kicks it out to Lamb. Sizes up a contested 3, no good. Rebounded by Najai. Here come the Lightning. Loses the handle, and now Lamb picks it up. He's got a fast break all by himself and finishes an easy 2.
Good defense again.
Defensive pressure from the Bearcats, Joe, and Baga just lost the handle, giving Lamb a jailbreak. Tough screen now from Kamara. Lamb hits the deck. Seems to be okay, just a bit shaken up.
Hey, Eddie, why wouldn't you blow the whistle that even if Lamb wanted to, he couldn't fall down without getting bumped? So you got to blow the whistle.
I think that just may have been a failure to communicate by his teammates, Joe. As it looked like Kamara may have been in the legal guarding position. Baga finds himself open for 3. Sidestep on Minnick, no good. Rebound by Najai, back up and good to cut this lead to 22.
Well, the Bearcats on that possession just got caught sleeping and gave Lehman that opportunity. Now, again, no rush offensively for the Bearcats.
Minnick with a nice pass to Lamb, gets his defender in the air, and another chance at the free throw line goes Lamb, and he continuously nods his head heading to the free throw line.
Eddie, from here on in on the offensive side, Baruch should work the ball, and about 8 should then, really look to go to the basket. But think of all the time that they could take off the clock and then go into a pursuit to the basket.
We know that Lamb is hitting some good shots, but his IQ is showing here. I mean, he gets to the paint off a nice pass from Minnick, Goldberg, or Coppin, and he takes advantage by throwing up a pump, and he's got 2 or 3 defenders in the air every time, and he just jumps right into them.
Well, you got to marvel at Lamb, a young player, but really what's the definition of a young player, Eddie, if you have it?
Lamb goes 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Nice pass from Barker, or rather Barkor.
Again,
to Najai for 2.
Lehman can play, but it just hasn't been enough. They haven't generated much in this game, and that's got to frustrate Coach Schumann and, the Lehman faithful. But for Baruch, take your hat off to them. They've been exchanging punches with Lehman, and they're going to come out with more points. at the end of the fight.
Ball tipped out of bounds. It'll be Bearcats ball baseline. 63-41 Bearcats lead. As Lamb looks to check this ball into Nicholson. Haven't said his name much in the second half, as the other Bearcats have picked up the slack as well. Coppin, pump fake, drives in baseline. Couple bodies and another foul called. And Coppin's going to head back to the free throw line. The Bearcats are living at the stripe, Joe.
You know, you just made a point about Nicholson, Eddie. Nicholson's value to the team, like Mia Castillo, is really widespread. You know, again, I love his football mentality, his toughness, and I think, you know, he has really set the tone for this team, and they all share that same toughness and grit that he has.
That's
so
right.
Even if he's not putting the ball in the basket, his presence is felt among his teammates in this program.
Yep, we may not be saying his name much on the offensive end, but while he's not stuffing the stat sheet in the second half, his impact is absolutely felt, and I can tell you the Lightning feel it as well. I mean, they see a duo of Nicholson and Lamb at the top of the key playing defense, and they have nothing going from there.
You know what?
Nothing.
You take on the personality of your teammates, your leader, your coach, and that's kind of what's happening here. Mia with the women, Gerard with the men, you know, these are really tough people and players.
Look at the movement from Nicholson and Lamb on top of the key. I mean, they're not letting anything get by. Stripped by Nicholson. Up goes Menz, though, foul called. And 2 shots for the Lightning.
But you notice on that possession, it came down to fast feet, fast hands.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that just disrupts everything. And that's really when Baruch is at their best. They are moving their hands and feet, and that's just cutting off things for the opposition to try and, you know, exploit.
Men's a 50% free throw shooter, misses the first. And hits the second. True to his 50% nature. A full court press now from the Lightning. Or is it just Menz as Lamb with a nice move gets him off balance, has him on his hip now, and he'll reset.
Now again, we're going to keep our eye on the clock. 6:43 left, no hurry. Take good shots.
Nicholson jab step, nice feed to Minnick, no good. But another foul called as Goldberg had that follow nonetheless. Minnick will head to the free throw line.
Well,
that Nicholson first step after the jab is lethal, Joe.
Well, what a great look by Nicholson after the move to find a cutting Minnick, and how does Minnick have the wherewithal to cut? I mean, this is all basketball IQ, a feel for the game, you know, where to be, where to go.
There was a minute there, Joe, from everything we've seen. I thought Minnick might have gone up there and try to throw it down.
Well, I think he's saving it maybe for an exclamation point, you know.
Maybe so. Regardless, Minnick goes 2 for 2 from the line to extend this lead to the high largest of the night at 25. Kai Parrish checks back into the game. I've not said his name much. Here's Baga for 3, and he knocks it down.
Well, where's he been?
Kai Parrish, a 21-point-per-game scorer, has 11 points, shooting 5 for 11 from the floor. I mean, it's a fine night, but not what you'd expect out of the Lehman Lightning leading scorer. Nicholson drives baseline, finds Minnick, now Lamb. Lamb finds Minnick, and his own floater off glass. Rims in and out, no good. Chased down by Goldberg, however. Goldberg finds Nicholson, and they'll reset. The bench loving it, and to your point, Joe, juicing the clock.
Also, the ball movement was clinic-like.
Nicholson finds backdoor. Minnick couldn't handle the pass. Nicholson, his deep 3 is good!
Well, we said that Minnick was going to leave something for an exclamation point. Eddie, I believe that's the dagger. That is the period at the end of the sentence. That's the cherry on the sundae. And you know what? We said that Nicholson's he's there, but he's not really, you know, lighting it up well. That is fitting of him. to hit that shot to really send Lehman back to the Bronx.
That was a killer three from Nicholson, Joe. I mean, Baga comes down the floor, hits a three of his own, and he's saying, let's get back in this. And Gerard Nicholson, after a second chance opportunity, shot clock winding down, drills a three in their face.
Well, how do you beat a team, Eddie, that's firing on all cylinders? Now, we don't want to jinx it, but this is a Baruch team that tonight showed what they're capable of doing.
Matthew Quinones checks into the game along with Barcour for the Lightning. Coffee bench trying to work on Nicholson, not going to happen, but Lamb gets a little bit too aggressive and is called for the foul.
Well, tonight and tomorrow, CUNY's going to be, from the men's side, scratching their head because, they're all going to be practicing, they're all going to be prepared, they're going to look at the seeding, but in the back of their mind, they're going to, say, well, Baruch's got it going.
Baruch just took out the number 1 seed and took it for themselves. Coffee Men's knocks down the first.
Now, as a coaching staff, you're going to have your walkthroughs, you're going to have their practices. Mm-hmm. You're going to have to really let the guys amongst themselves, be the people they are. And I really believe that, they are the type of young men, student athletes that get it. In life, there are people that don't get it, people get it. I think this Baruch team gets it.
Men's hits a pair, cutting this lead to 23 with 4:52 left to go in this second half. Minnick backdoor to Lamb. Lamb up and good. Back to 25 goes the lead.
We've been talking about the point forward role that Minnick has. He made a bounce pass from the elbow to a cutting Lamb.
Dropped an absolute dime as that floater by Menz is no good. And looks like a frustration foul on Goldberg, and he'll go back to the free throw line.
Well, shout out to Goldberg, who's really taken a lot of hits tonight. Figuratively, literally, it's been that kind of game. But shout out to him and his toughness and his ability to just battle. I mean, what a privilege to have teammates like that you can go to the proverbial wall with, and having your, at your side to watch your back. And it's only fitting that Edme enters the game. He started. I think he came with that mental attitude that set the tone. And Coach Elise, he's putting him back in.
Jenkinson Edme getting ready to check back into the game. As Kai Parrish drives in. Right-handed shot is good.
Well, it's all academic now with 4:15 remaining.
But if there's any team to work on some stuff against, it is the Lehman Lightning, as there's a chance you'll see them again in the postseason. Goldberg drives in on Barcour. Minnick back to Goldberg, sees it himself, gets doubled and stolen by Quinones. Here comes Quinones up on Dubriz. Tough shot, well defended, and no good. Rebound by Goldberg. Dubriz is a good defense.
That was a rare mistake by Goldberg. He's just an outstanding interior passer.
Quinones getting a little aggressive. Lamb tried to exaggerate the contact.
Well, at this point, you see a lot of frustration in Lehman's behavior, and Coach Schumann's going to have to address that.
Joe, going into this game, we were set for a battle. Number 1 seed versus a number 2 seed, battle for the 1 seed, senior night, home court advantage, packed crowd, the whole thing. This has been an absolute clinic run by the Bearcats.
Well, again, it starts with the preparation. It's why you practice. It's why you watch film. It's why you talk amongst each other. And it's the maturation of players, Eddie, throughout the season. You play, your scrimmages, and then you go non-conference, and then you go conference. And again, it's a long season, and you keep fighting, Eddie, for that inch. And Coach Alisi's found a way to find that inch, to have that edge, to get the players who can do that for him.
Bearcats have more than an edge right now. It looks like the Lightning are throwing in the towel, emptying the bench. Here's Dubriz now to Coppin baseline. Spins baseline is doubled. Finds Edmey. Back to Coppin. Didn't take a look at the shot clock, and that's going to be a shot clock violation going the other way.
Well, they meant well. Okay, Coach Alisi's going to go to his bench, and rightfully so. Well-earned rest now for the starters. And Baruch Nation, you've got to be really excited for the next couple of weeks from a women's side and a men's side, that both teams just found a way to come together as a team and really, great habits on everybody's part. And, this is a great time of year if you're a Baruch fan.
And Joe, we mentioned it a couple times, the depth of this Baruch bench, and as Joseph Fitzgerald, the junior, checks into the game for the first time. We saw him in a few games ago check in with the Bearcats down 20 or 22 points, and we called that game together, Joe. They came storming back, and it was because of players like Joseph Fitzgerald getting off the bench and resetting the tone for the team to be able to make a run.
Now remember, Eddie, there's some players on Coach Alisi's bench that could probably start for other teams.
As a first, second, and third chance opportunity for the Lightning, chasing down their own miss.
But, Eddie, this is not the product of tonight. It's the product of months of hard work, getting to bed late, just thinking about what you got to do 24 hours a day. These are young student athletes going to class. It's the championships, they're made. They're not born. They're made. And this is, I keep saying, the accolades to Coach Alisi and the staff that started and just built. And now the end result is the product of your work.
Quinones with an athletic finish there on the right side to cut this lead to 20. I mean, everything's said but done here, Joe. Minnick driving in right side on Marks. Spins baseline, sees a lane, goes up and under. Good look, no good. Here comes Mayrola, and he's fouled by Edmey. But this allows a chance for Mano Idir to check into the game for the first time.
Well, Minnick, a great night. He goes to the bench. Coach Alisi will probably empty his bench. And what can you say? The starting unit plus Lamb and Edmey were just outstanding.
Minnick gets an ovation from the crowd and then a loud welcoming to the bench.
But, Eddie, tell the truth. Mental toughness really defined this game.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the Bearcats
saw... all it was body punches. But who can stand up and just keep fighting, even though, I just took a hit to the stomach. I took a hit to the shoulder. Baruch just played better.
It looked like they didn't even feel those punches, Joe. I mean, they just continued to go down the floor, lower their shoulder, put up a nice shot, good possessions. I mean, this game never looked like it wasn't theirs. Here's Dubriz for three, no good.
Well, to your point.
Rebound by Lamb. His shot, no good. Another opportunity, shortest man on the floor with the rebound. Blocked by Quinones. It'll stay Bearcats ball.
To your point, Eddie, they found a way from one to the end of the bench. Another thing is, while you go into the weight room as a team, you lift the weights, and it's about, it's kind of a metaphor for life. You got to find a way.
45 seconds left to go in this ball game. Bearcats lead 73-55, a lead at which one point was as large as 27. is now 18. Here's Idare for three, no good. Fight for the rebound. Here's Fitzgerald to get on the stat sheet. 24 seconds left to go. Lamb pushing in now, trying to get one last possession. Fitzgerald driving in, spins, goes up left-handed. Foul called, and Fitzgerald will go to the free throw line. The bench is excited.
Well,
see him get on the board.
Fitzgerald is like a fullback. When he puts his shoulder down, like a lot of these Bearcats, I mean, they're going with a purpose. Eddie, I know it's repetitive, but you just can't say enough about the performance, the preparation, the mindset, the coming together as a group, and the belief in each other. Everybody knowing their role, Eddie.
That's right. Fitzgerald misses the first, and Edmay gets a standing O from the bench. And some standing O's from the crowd as well.
The senior, just like Leon, rose to the occasion of Senior Appreciation Night.
And Fitzgerald gets on the board, going 1 for 2 from the line. 5 seconds left to go in this half. Stolen by Dubriz, and that will do it. An absolute rout from the Bearcats, 74-55. On the second game with a doubleheader, the Bearcats achieved the number 1 seed going into the playoffs. That'll earn them a first-round bye in the quarterfinals. And there's a chance, Joe, that they see this team again in the postseason.
Well, a well-earned victory. Check all boxes. That Baruch took care of business. It was a home game. They had everything on the line. And great teams just, they rise to the occasion. And, again, we want to point out to the Baruch Nation, it didn't happen tonight. It's the product of, just really great preparation. And, the molding of personalities and the building of character. And when you go to college, Eddie, it's not only just about, going to class. It's about the whole experience of, getting ready for life and being a productive member of society. So all these players that leave the Baruch program are out there, their fathers and, have prominent jobs. But the Baruch education kind of was the beginning of that.
That's right, Joe. A balanced attack from the Bearcats tonight. Dominant win in dominant fashion, 74-55. Bearcats take the 1 seed going into the playoffs, bye in the first round, and you will see them in the semifinals for what hopes to be a 4-peat.
Yeah, Baruch Nation, before we say goodnight, please be safe, please be warm, and know that, Baruch Athletics, as always, is just raised the bar for excellence, and this year is no different. And, again, tune in when the playoffs start because, again, the parade on Lexington is not going to be anything short of an incredible event. So, Eddie, always the best to work with you. And, I know you're getting married. I want to say to the Baruch Nation.
Going on my honeymoon, Joe.
Yeah. God bless him and his wife and his family to become. And you're the best. And, you make me better. And, again, I'm blessed to work with you. So all the best on your honeymoon. And Baruch Nation, be well and go Bearcats.
Thank you, Joe. The feeling's mutual. It's always an honor. Bearcats go 2-0 in the doubleheader. You've been watching the Baruch Bearcats YouTube channel alongside Joe Stolzer. My name is Eddie Sabag. Have a good night.